All right, we're going to continue on with Freecodecamp's Bootstrap exercises. I'm going to share my screen. We'll jump in. Um, let's see here. Give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and share my screen this time. I have two monitors plugged in. So, share my monitor, my first monitor that is. And let's jump into the exercises. So we'll start off with this Ditch custom CSS for Bootstrap. As always, I'm going to read the instructions and I'll walk you through what we need to do, or at least my logic. We can clean up our code and make our cat photo app look more conventional by using Bootstrap's built-in styles instead of custom styles we created earlier. Don't worry, there will be plenty of time to customize our CSS later. Delete the .red-text p and .smaller image CSS declarations above. So we want to delete the red text. So let's get rid of this. Delete. We will get rid of the p, it says. And the smaller image. So we got rid of those styles. Now things are kind of all over the place. So that the only declarations left in your style are the H2 and then our thick green border. So those styles do still exist. Leave those in there. So now we want to then delete the P element that contains a dead link, then remove the red text class from your H2 element and replace it with a text primary. So then delete the P element, okay, that contains a dead link. So let's see, we want to delete the P element that contains the dead link. So I guess we're going to get rid of that. And then we want to remove the red text class from your H2 element, replace it with text primary. So we'll go with this out of here. We want to leave the text centered, and then we'll replace red text with text dash primary. Here we go. That was gray and now it's blue. So if we take out text dash primary, you'll see that that's black. And then when we put in primary, you'll see that we get a blue tint. Finally, remove the smaller image class from the first image or IMG element and replace it with image responsive or the IMG responsive. So let's take a peek. Here is our first image, and it's saying replace that smaller image class with IMG dash respond. And that kind of made the picture up here kind of more properly sized. So we've done those things. Now let's see what else we have to do. Your H2 element should no longer have a class red text. It does not. Your H2 element should now have the class text primary. It does. your paragraph element should no longer have the font monospace. Okay. Unfortunately, I took out the P element altogether. Obviously, I misread the direction. Okay, your paragraph element should no longer have the font monospace. Okay. Remove the smaller image class from your top image. So we did that. Here's the top image here, and we replaced it with this IMG responsive, and then add IMG responsive class, which we did. I think we may fail the paragraph element test. Let's see. Nope, we didn't. So thankfully that was all correct. All right, let's move right along. Just kind of trial error, we were able to get that done. Now we're going to do challenges, use spans for inline elements. Okay, so we're going to use spans for inline elements. You can also use spans to create inline elements. Remember when we used the ETN block class to make the button fill the entire row? This image illustrates the difference between inline elements and block level elements. So we've got this inline, it's kind of a small one, and the block level, it kind of takes up the whole, at least mobile device screen. By using the span element, you can put several elements together and even style different parts of the same element differently. Nest the word love in things caps love element below with a span element, then give that span the class text danger to make the text red. Okay, here's an example. Here's how you would do that with the top three things cats take. So you got your P, and then they drop a span class equals text danger in there, kind of nested within everything, just to give some styling specifically to the word hate. So your span element should be inside your P element. Let's find the P element first. Okay, so your span element should be inside your P element. And then what were we targeting again? So nest the word love in things caps love. So we're right here inside this P element. And now your span element should be inside your P element. Your span element should have the text love. So what we want to do is put our span right at the start of love. Span. And then let's see, so we started it, but it doesn't have a class. So the span element should have the class equal, so span class equals quotation marks text dash danger. Finish this by capping it, and we'll nest it. Okay, so finish this span here, backslash span. I see where there's an error. For whatever reason, my quotes didn't show up. So, all right, things cats love. Let's see what we got. If you notice, things cats love, now the love is red, and the rest of the text is black. So we were able to get that in there pretty seamlessly. I think we fulfilled all the directives. And we were. All right, so we will move on to the next challenge. All right, create a custom heading. Let's go through the directions and get started on the create a custom heading challenge. So we will make a simple heading for our cat photo app by putting the title relaxing cat image in the same row. Remember, Bootstrap uses a responsive grid system, which makes it easy to put elements into a row and specify each element's relative width. Most Bootstrap classes can be applied to a div element. Here's a diagram of how Bootstrap's 12-column grid layout works. And of course, you want to get the image or see the diagram clearly, just pop up or click the image. Note that in this illustration, the call, mid, number class is being used. Here, MD means medium, and the pound is the number specifying how many columns wide the element should be. In this case, the column width of the element on the medium screen, such as the laptop, is being specified. In the cat photo app that we're building, we'll use the column extra small and give it a number, where XS means extra small, like a mobile device script. And pound is the number that we're specifying how many columns wide the element should be. So what it's asking us to do is nest your first image and your H2 element within a single div class row. So your H2 and our first image, which is between here and there. So what we need to do is create a new div class row. So it's going to start above our first piece, which is this H2 div class equals quotation marks row. And then we want to, for at least a moment, seal this and then nest our first image. So we'll go right below this image and finish the div. Now we're not done, but we did that part. So nest your H2 element within the div class column 8. Okay, so we're going to nest your H2 element within a div class equals column extra small 8, and your image in a div class extra small 4, so that they are on the same line. So we have both of them nested within this class that we're calling row, but now we have to nest even further each element individually. So it's saying for the H2 to do a div class, and to make that equal to column or COL XS-8. So that's the H2, but it's not fully nested yet because we have to go below and just finish the div. So we got one component nested there. And now we need to nest the image with the div class equals the class equals column XS-4, and then we'll close this top component. And let's go below here. You can see already that we've got a little bit of a challenge. So just throw in another div close. And hopefully everything should now be as we need. Start from the pop-ups. So let's see what we've got cooking here. We did this cat photo app. The cat photo app in the first image have all now been nested within their particular columns. I think that that's all that we needed to do. Let's see, from the direction. So your H2 element and topmost image should be nested together within a div row. So we've created this div class row, and we nested both of these guys within. And now we have to nest the topmost image within this column extra small, and then we did that. And then nest your H2 within this column extra small 8, and we did that. So we should be able to pass this. Let's see. Let's have any challenge. Nest your topmost image element within a div class small. I see there's a spelling mistake. At least we were able to pick that out. And now it did get everything looking much different. Now they are on the same line. And they should finally pass. So we were able to do it. We'll continue to make some progress. All right, so now we're going to add font awesome icons to our buttons. This just brings in some style. You know, definitely users have expectations on the way mobile apps and websites should look. And font awesome just gives us some more work to add to make things look more stylized. Font awesome is a convenient library of icons. These icons are vector graphics stored in an SVG file format. These icons are treated just like fonts. You can specify their size using pixels, and they will assume the font size of their parent HTML elements. You can add font awesome to any app just by including it by adding the following code to the top of your HTML. They give the CDN, the Content Delivery Network, that would drive it to your code. In this case, we've already added it for you behind the scenes. That's good. The I element was originally used to make other elements italic, but it's now commonly used for icons. You add the font awesome class to the I element to turn it into an icon. For example, I class equals FA info or FA dash info dash circle, and then close the I element. So let's see what we're going to do here. Use font awesome to add a thumbs up icon to your like button by giving it an I element with the class of FA and FA dash thumbs up. So let's see what we've got cooking. We need to do an I element with the class of, okay, and it's the like button. Let's find the like button first. So right within this like button here, we need to give it, let's see, we need to give it an I element with the class FA and FA thumbs up. So let's see if we go in here, we want to do I space class spelling. Not going to work. Equals, and give it FA and FA dash thumbs dash L, and close our quotes. So that actually did work. Now there's a little thumbs up icon right within our like button. Let's see if we need to fill any other step. So we added this I element within the button, and we gave it the class of FA and FA thumbs. Your FA thumbs icon should be located within the like button. Nest your I element within the button. We've done that. It's inside there. Make sure, let's get down on the page a little bit. Let's see, make sure your I element has a closing tag. Let's see what happens if we close. Oh, I know, that's not right. So what we need to do is make sure that I element and that's not like that. Let's see. Let's go back because we can use the example. It's a bit of guidance. That's not liking that a whole lot. Let's see if we close this, if this will help at all. Still is broken. So let's think just a little harder about how we can do this. I want to take everything out because it's approximately right. But there's a problem with the way that I've nested this. I think that if I can grab this and you shift its positioning, we can get rid of this part. Let's see, we're getting close, but we still need to fix some stuff. Thumbs up. We got the button sealed. We don't have the I. Almost there. I can tell you we're getting a lot closer. See, there's still a little issue with this. And I think that it's just the positioning of the close tag. Let's see if we close it like just any fluidly. And I know that that was a lot of trialing and erroring, but now the button looks correct and everything's positioned correct. So we've got this button class, and that's all kind of buttoned up and sealed within this first thing. And then we have a whole new element, this I class equals, clean this up a little bit, the FA and the FA thumbs up, sealed, and we close the I element right away. We've got the like and then the button to close it up. This should now all work and be done. It was definitely not the cleanest approach to completing it, but trial and error sometimes is the best bet. So we were able to solve that one, and we'll move on. You know, you're going to make a ton of mistakes. Obviously, this isn't real hard, but you know, if you're not following directions carefully and if things look way wrong, you're probably way wrong. Obviously, I made something pretty simple, relatively difficult, but that's okay. Add font awesome icons to all of our buttons. So let's do this. Font awesome is a convenient library of icons and, you know, same things as we read before. These icons are treated just like any other font, or just treated just like fonts. You can specify their size. We read all this before, it seems like. Use Font Awesome to add an info circle icon to your info button and a trash icon to your delete button. So very, very similar to the like button, adding the thumbs up. So we're going to have to really use some of the same logic. You should add an I class equals FA trash close within your delete button. So let's, for one, find the delete button so we can start working on it. All right. Since we've already done a ton of the work up here for our like button, we can grab the text out of here, which is this I element here, right? So what we're grabbing is the I class equals FA trash, and then we're coming into, so we should add this to the delete button. Similar to up here with the like button, we don't want this to be within this button class. We want it to be nested within there, but not inside of it directly. So we're going to paste it in front of that one. But remember, you need to close. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, it is closed right away. So that was helpful. So you know what? I now realize I inadvertently put that in the info. It should be in the delete. So again, do not put it inside the button where we've got the class button. Put it in front of, right by the word delete. So there we have that, and now you'll see the little trash can right by the delete there. We want to, now you should add the I info circle to the info button. So let's grab by copy pasting, copy it, and then we'll go into our info button again, not inside there, nested within the actual element right here. So now the info button has this little I. All right, let's further read. Make sure each of your I elements has a closing tag, and that's closed, and that's closed, and let's see, this is closed as well. So yes, all that's been satisfied. Let's see if there are any further directions. No, that was simple. We got the like with the thumbs up, info has a little I button, and delete has a trash can. So we can run our test, should pass. And we were able to get through there. All right. Still not looking real clean, but definitely making some serious progress. Let's continue to move the needle and move along here. We're going to do responsive style radio buttons. We did radio buttons with our regular CSS or with our regular HTML. Now we're going to use Bootstrap to do it. You can use Bootstrap's call XS and then the number class on form elements too. This way, our radio buttons will be evenly spread out across the page, regardless of how wide the screen resolution is. Nest all of your radio buttons within a div class row element. Then nest each of them within a div class column extra small 6 element. So not real hard. We'll still read the instructions. Nest all of your radio buttons inside it. Okay. For one, where are the radio buttons? Right, we've got to find those first. All right. So we're not talking about the checkboxes. We're talking about right here, the radio button. So when it has this type radio, we want to make sure that we're just nesting what it's looking for. So what they're looking to do initially is do this div class row. So we want to create a div element and then give it a class equal to the row in quotations. And then we're going to close the row. And then again, remember, it's just the radios. So let's go below our radio buttons and then close that div. And what we're talking about on the mobile app down here are the indoor and the outdoor, these guys. So now they're in their own row class. But we're not done. What we could do is run the test, and it should check this first one here to agree, and it did. Nest each of your radio buttons inside its own div with the class column x6. Just because this will save a bunch of time, and I think you're getting the drift. We're going to grab this, and then we're going to go ahead and paste it here. Paste it right in. That's done, but this isn't nested because we need to end that div right below. So we're going to hit it with a div close tag below, and we're going to finish by sealing that tag. So our first button is nested. Now we're going to apply that same thing. We're going to paste the column extra small 6 above, and then we're going to go below and close this one with another div close tag. So now our indoor and outdoor have the class column extra small 6 in the div close. So you can see that. And all of this is nested within a class that we're calling row. It's closed actually right here. So this will pass all 3 tests, and we'll be able to successfully move on to our next lesson. All right, so let's move forward. You know, the challenges aren't hard, but they do stack on top of one another, and yeah, you're going to make some mistakes, but you need to be able to carry kind of the knowledge from prior lessons on to the next one. So now we're looking at responsibly styled checkboxes. Essentially, we're going to do the same thing, but they're checkbox elements instead of radio buttons. Use Bootstrap's column extra small class on the form elements too. Okay, and again, it's redundant wording. This checkbox will evenly spread out across the page regardless of screen resolution. Okay, nest your checkboxes in a div class row. So let's read and get to where we need to be working. All right, so we nested our radio buttons here. Now we're going to concern ourselves with nesting our checkboxes, which are down below. So hopefully, there's my cursor finally decided to show up, and oddly enough, it showed up in the wrong spot. Let's try it again. And now it's asking us to do a div class, which is equal to row in quotation marks. And then we're going to get outside of that and seal it. And then everything has to be nested. Let's get the screen pulled down. Everything needs to be nested that is a checkbox. So we have 3 checkboxes here, and we're going to seal that with a div. And that's everything inside this row class. All right, so that should at least, and again, my close tag is a little sticky. That should check off this one. Yes. So now all we need to do is nest each of your checkboxes within its own div, which has the class of column extra small 4. And to save time, we're just going to copy this, and then we need to start pasting it above each of the checkboxes and then closing it or nesting it with a div close. So we're nesting our column extra small 4. One box is done. We'll go on to the next one. Repeat that same process for each of our checkbox elements. Remember to finish each one by nesting a div close tag. So you need to have an above with the div class column extra small 4 and a below with the div close. Final one, this, sorry, got to paste this. Okay, and then we'll just go below the checkbox element. Don't get confused. Remember, we've got up here this div class row. This is not finished, or the div close tag does not apply for this checkbox element, this personality checkbox element. We need another one. So Now we close that, and everything should be in place. So what it's referring to is we've got indoor and outdoor. Now we have loving, crazy, lazy. Let's make sure everything is the way it needs to be. Yes, yes, yes. Got the row, got the close. Okay, that looks good. Should be able to check it down, and it successfully worked. All right, let's continue to move swiftly. We're going to do style text inputs as form controls. Once this loads up, we'll read through and get started instantly. All right. This is just going to take a second to load. You can add the FA paper plain font awesome icon by adding this I class FA paper plain and closing the I within your submit button element. Give your form's text input field a class of form control. Give your form submit button a class of BTN primary. Also give this button the font awesome icon of FA paper plain. So let's just go using the directions and just do everything that it's talking about step by step by step. So I think what we're keying in on, we're going to have to get the screen pulled down. What we're keying in on is this submit button area, and also this kind of the URL placeholder. So we're looking at this. Give the submit button in your give your submit button in your form the class BTN-primary. So we've got the submit, and now we want to give it the class, and we're going to get inside, hopefully, one of these things. Sorry about that. For whatever reason, my cursor isn't moving as I hope it would. It's still not. All right, let's see if I can manage to do it. Having a little bit of difficulty getting this to go where it needs to, so I do apologize. This is going a lot slower than I had hoped because for whatever reason I can't get the cursor to move where it should. So give your submit button in your form the class BTN primary. Essentially what we should be able to do is go inside this element and give it the class equal to BTN primary. But for whatever reason, I'm having some difficulties getting the cursor to move. I'm going to stop the screencast here and see if I can get this solved. So let me jump back to my Hangout screen, stop sharing screens. The challenge is really not difficult at all. Just getting some clunky stuff going on with Freecodecamp. So unfortunately, I'm going to stop the broadcast here and I'll jump back in as soon as I can. Sorry.